Hello, welcome back to my channel. I am trying to bring some balance to the universe. So I recently posted a book haul and now it's time to unhaul some books. So I was looking at my bookshelf the other day because I'm forward thinking. I'm thinking about like, I have to move. I have to pack up all my books. What are books that I really don't want to take with me on my next move? And I've gotten to the point where my book collection is so large that I understand why people unhaul, because there is just not enough space on my shelves right now, even though I literally just bought my third shelf. So it is time to, get rid of some books. I'm probably gonna like go to half price, maybe not today, but today the goal is to figure out what books I'm getting rid of, because there are quite a few as I was looking at my shelf. Because a lot of these books that I kept and I moved simply for like aesthetic purposes because I wanted my shelves to look full, but now they're too full. So, balance to the universe. I am short, so we're gonna do this little angle right now to start with this top shelf that I can't even reach. Why did I buy these extenders? Maybe? I think once I get like one book out, it'll work better. I'm gonna just grab books off and then I'll kind of bring the camera back down and we'll talk about the books and then we'll go kind of like shelf by shelf. Okay, wow, even just going across like my top shelves, I have grabbed so many books. I think I'm just gonna like hold them and then kind of like briefly discuss why I'm getting rid of them and then just like throw them on the floor. So The Fault in Our Stars by John Green was one that I enjoyed when I was a kid, but now looking back, it is like, one, I'm never gonna reread it because it's just not a book that I feel myself rereading. Like, I enjoyed it as a kid, but then remembering kind of events that transpire in this book, I'm like, that was a choice. Pandemonium was a series by Lauren Oliver that my friend was like, it's so good, you should get it, you should read it, and I trusted her. I shouldn't have trusted her. They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. I just did not enjoy. I read it last year, and yeah, it's not one that I'm going to revisit. It's not one that really stuck with me. I was kind of disappointed in it. So why am I going to keep it on my shelf? Altered is the second book in the Cruel World series, and I've had this since like high school because my old English teacher was like, you would enjoy this. And I read like the first one and then maybe like half of the second one, and I kept them because I was like, maybe I'll go back and read them. They're like a dystopian novel. I'm kind of like over early 2000s, like 2010 dystopian, and yeah, the covers are mainly why I kept it, because I'm like, they're so cool. Okay, pass Cass. Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover, because it's Colleen Hoover. Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard. I should have read this when I was in high school, because I was reading it while I was in high school, but I'm just past reading new Rick Riordan books. I think I've grown past them, unfortunately. I will always reread the main Percy Jackson series and the Lost Hero stories, but I think for new series, they just are too kiddish for me, and I don't really enjoy them. And they're taking up a lot of space on my bookshelf, so I need to get rid of them. Cruel, this is book one. Same sort of cover situation, same sort of explanation as before. Punk 57 by Penelope Douglas. This isn't one that really caught my eye when I was like glazing over my shelf to decide on which books to get rid of. But then just now I was like, I'm never gonna return to this. I gave it a 3 stars. Someone else is probably gonna enjoy it much more than me. Unmemorable and just taking up space. Alex and Eliza was one that I read in high school for my high school book club, and I enjoyed it while I was there, but I'm never gonna continue the series nor reread it, and I think other high schoolers would probably appreciate it a lot more than me, so get in the boot. And we're back with another stack, still from this top shelf. The Maze Runner. James Dashner. I bought this one used because I was like, oh, The Maze Runner, and then I reread it and I was like, oh, the Maze Runner. The writing style, whoops. The writing style is so kiddish and just like, I'm way past it, and I actually like hate the writing style and how they wrote the dialogue. It'll always have like a kind of special place in my heart because I did really like the concept of it, and I actually kind of enjoyed the movies as well, but I'm just past it and it's kind of ugly. Unraveled was the last book in the Cruel trilogy situation, and these are like really nice copies, so maybe someone else will enjoy them. Another Magnus Chase book. Again, I bought these thinking I would pick them up. It's not gonna happen. I look so tiny in this framing. I'm so sorry. I'm just like trying to balance all of these books. Everything. It's a movie cover, first of all. First red flag, it's a movie cover. And second, like, I already read it. I enjoyed it when I was there, but that was like years ago, and it's time to move on. Delirium Stories, this is like a short story situation, like novella, that was included in the box set of the Pandemonium series. This is Delirium, part of the Pandemonium series, or part of the Delirium series. I think it's called the Delirium series. I'm stupid. It's part of the Delirium series. Whoops. Another John Green book, Paper Towns. I was actually like really disappointed in this book when I read it. Don't know why I still have it. The Hate You Give was another book that I read in high school for book club, and it's one that I'm never going to reread, and I think that there's a lot of value in others getting this, and I think this would be like more beneficial in the hands of others. Well, not necessarily more beneficial, but like I got my value out of this, and it's time for someone else to read it. It's also like a really nice copy. Famous Last Words by Katie Alander was one that I loved as a kid. Like, I reread it so many times, even though it like freaked me out. So essentially, these girls are being murdered, but they're like placed in famous like movie deaths. It's like it's a whole thing. It's like I don't know if it's YA or children's, but I'm never gonna reread it. I enjoyed it while I was a kid, but yeah, it's time to let go. Requiem, again, part of Delirium. What is happening? Ew. This book was so bad. It made me question Kira Cass as an author and if she actually wrote the Selection series, because what was this? And then The Red Pyramid by Rick Riordan, another Rick Riordan series that I never really got into. And if I ever do decide to pick up the Kane Chronicles, I don't think I need my own copies. I can just like borrow from the library or something, but it's just taking up space on my shelf. Next shelf I can actually reach, which is kind of nice. So I might actually be able to like pull the books off and talk about them as I go. What an exciting thing. So we have Every Other Day by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Sorry, for some reason in my brain I was like, Jennifer L. Armentrout? Even though I just read Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I was trying to like figure out where I recognize the author's name from, but I don't know, she turns into a monster or a demon every other day. 13 Reasons Why I read when the movie or the TV series just came out, and yeah, I don't need it anymore. And then Truth Witch, I had started and I think I enjoyed it. Now I'm debating if I should keep this one. I actually might return to this book series. Disgusting. I hated that book I once started. Oh no, it's bent. Wouldn't want to get that very high quality book bent. It was a gift from one of my friends, which is the only reason I hadn't unhauled it earlier. But then I was looking at it, I was like, I need to never look at that again. It was like bad, and it's not because it was like smutty, it was like bad smut. And why am I reading a bad smut book if the entire book is just smut, you know? I think that's all I'm gonna unhaul from this shelf. Everything else, maybe, I didn't really enjoy Gilded, but I'm gonna keep it. Because I don't know if my sister has a copy or not, and if she doesn't, I'll just gift it to her. Next shelf, nothing is coming off this shelf because I love it. And then I have a chair like right here, which is how I like stood up earlier, and also it's gonna be like the death of me if I fall. Okay, I know for sure, yeah, this needs to go. Colleen Hoover. Colleen Hoover is not allowed on these shelves, okay? I read them because a friend from work recommended them, and I knew nothing about Colleen Hoover at the time, but now the information that I have and what I've heard from her stories, no. No Colleen Hoover allowed in this household. I do want to get rid of Gallant, but I don't know if my sister has a copy or not, so I'm going to keep it, but take it off this shelf. Because I didn't really enjoy Gallant, but it's such a pretty book that it like hurts my heart to just like get rid of. So we're gonna keep it, give it to my sister, and if not, then we'll donate it. Everything else on this shelf gets the pass. This next shelf row right here, this one, that's Ranger's Apprentice. Those don't go anywhere. All of that is staying. Moving on. All of that is staying, moving on. That's all Cassandra Clare. That's all Cassandra Clare. That's all staying. See, we've gotten to like the more organized shelves, and a lot of the books on my organized shelves I'm gonna keep, and then same, all of those I'm keeping. Okay, now we're at this very, I'm sure, flattering angle. That's gonna stay. All of that can stay. Heartstopper, yes. This, unfortunately, like I had just bought this book, but I bought it for really cheap, so I don't mind getting rid of it. And then The Hating Game, I'm never going to return to. I did enjoy it in the first 40 pages, 40, 50 pages. It's not gonna happen. Someone else might enjoy these a lot more, and I know a lot of people enjoy the cheat sheet. it's just not one that I'm gonna reread. I like keeping my romance books that I like potentially might reread. The Kiss Quotient, all of Emily Henry, all of Elena Armas, like all of those I definitely will reread. XOXO for sure, Allie Hazelwood, Red, White, and Royal Blue, all of those are solid. Like I see myself rereading those in the future. But these I do not, so they're getting the boot. That can stay, those can stay, these can stay. All right, difficult shelf. Here's the problem. I want to get rid of Miss Peregrine series, but they look really nice on my shelf. Like, I really like those spines, so we're gonna keep them. But I would usually probably get rid of them. See, Red Queen series, same deal. Like, I would typically get rid of these books maybe before I move, but right now, they're like too brand new looking to just like get rid of. That's a lot of money, just right there. And then we've got to angle this camera like all the way down. So pardon this. All of these in the front are new books, but it's the books behind that need to be sorted through. I don't need a paperback of Divergent. I need a hardback to like have the hardback complete, but I don't need a paper copy of Divergent. Before I Fall was one, obviously I bought really cheap at half price, but it's not one that like I'm gonna reread. I did enjoy it, but I didn't enjoy it enough to like reread it. So we're gonna get rid of that. Clear up some space so maybe these new books can actually like fit and not be double stacked. This copy of the Half-Blood Prince I kept because I had a mismatched series as a kid because my dad bought the wrong one. I don't need this extra copy. The House on the Cerulean Sea, unmemorable really. Pretty cover, pretty spine, but just taking up space. To All the Boys I Loved Before, it has a movie cover, so you know, that's one strike against it. And I didn't really enjoy it, and I'm never really going to continue the series, so I think it'd be best just to get rid of it. There's someone at my door. Hold on. Okay, yeah, so my sister's in my house, so she's about to take these books off my hands, which is fantastic. But let's continue rapid fire, because now she's bringing her friends in my house. Okay, the rest of these are all good that I'm going to keep. And we're going to move over to the last shelf. Can I get even in frame? You don't need me in frame. All of these are new. Aren't they stunning? But they're being, you know, overshadowed by the shit behind them. So let's play a little bit of Tetris here. Yes, all of those are good. Oh, most of these are new books. Oh. Okay, that was easy. We're keeping all of those. This last shelf over here is just like a childhood series that I have collected that I'm keeping because I have an idea. Here's the damage. Now I'm gonna actually like stack them so you can like visually see what's going on here. Okay, here's the stack. And honestly, thank gosh I'm not an architect major because I feel like everything I would build would just fall over because this is not exactly the most stable structure I've ever built, but 33 books total that I'm getting rid of, which is awesome because I was only expecting about 20, but I think while I was in the unhaul mood, more and more books just kept popping out at me like, oh, I should probably get rid of that. I am really happy, and I'm really happy to get some of these off my hands. I'll be gifting them to my sister or selling them or donating them. We will see kind of what happens, but these are the books that they're getting out of here. I really hope you enjoyed kind of hearing my thoughts and like why I'm getting rid of these, why I don't recommend certain books, and I hope that this maybe inspires you to unhaul some of your books if you have a stupid, ridiculous book collection like I do, or just like realize that you don't need every single book, so calm down on book buying. That's what I'm trying to tell myself. We'll see if I stick to that, but thank you so much for watching. Thank you to my lovely Patreons for supporting my channel, and thanks to all of you for watching. Now I'm gonna go before this tumbles and crashes on my camera, but I do appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Doodles! Part of me just wants to like tip this stack over.
Do it. Give in. Probably not towards the camera though.
Just like,
or do and like take a picture of it as it falls.
just